I don't remember a time before them. Mama, with her warm, flowery smell and hugs that could squeeze the worries right out of you. Papa, with his booming laugh that shook the whole house and calloused hands that were surprisingly gentle when he fixed my hair. And my brothers, Marcus and Jamal, older, louder, and my fiercest protectors and biggest teasers. We were a family. Simple as that. The fact that my skin was the color of milk and theirs was a beautiful range of browns. From coffee to deep chocolate? Well, that was just a fact, like the sky being blue. At least that's how it felt inside our little house on Elm Street. Mama would say, "Sarah, child, love don't see color. It only sees heart, and your heart is ours." I believed her. I lived that belief. Outside, it was a little different. At school, kids would stare. "Why's your mama brown?" they'd ask, heads tilted. I'd just parrot Mama's words. Love don't see color. Some got it, some didn't. There were whispers, sometimes. "She's the white one." It didn't hurt much, not then. My family was my shield. Their love was so big, it felt like it could block out anything. The older I got, though, the more the whispers seemed to echo, not just outside, but a little bit inside me, too. It wasn't that I loved my family any less. Goodness, no. They were my everything. But when I looked in the mirror, I saw pale skin, straight brown hair that refused to hold a curl like Mama's or Aisha's, my cousin, and blue eyes. Everyone else had rich, dark curls and eyes like warm honey or deep earth. I started wondering. Just little thoughts at first. Where did my blue eyes come from? Did I have a biological mother who looked like me? It felt like a betrayal to even think it. My family had given me everything. A home, security, so much love. Why wasn't that enough? Guilt would wash over me, heavy and cold. I kept these thoughts locked tight inside for years. Through high school, through getting my first job at the library. I'd watch Mama hum as she braided Aisha's hair, the movements so natural, so ingrained. I'd feel a pang, a tiny sharp thing. Not jealousy, not exactly. More like a missing piece. When I turned 25, something shifted. Maybe it was just getting older, but the questions got louder. They weren't angry questions or sad ones, just persistent. Who am I really? Beyond being Mama's daughter, Papa's girl, Marcus and Jamal's little sister. And then, I did it. The unthinkable. It started small. Late nights when everyone was asleep, I'd be on the computer, just typing in adoption records, finding biological parents. Each click felt like a tiny hammer blow against the foundation of my family. My heart would race, my palms would sweat. This felt so wrong, so disloyal. After a few months of quiet searching, I found a name, a possible match for a birth mother. My breath caught in my throat. It was just a name, but it felt like a whole world opening up, a scary, unknown world. The hardest part was telling Mama and Papa. I put it off for weeks. Finally, one Sunday after church, when the smell of Mama's roast chicken filled the air and everything felt safe and normal, I knew I had to. We were in the living room. Papa was reading the paper. Mama was knitting. Marcus and Jamal were due. Over later. "Mama? Papa?" My voice was a squeak. They looked up, smiles on their faces. I need to tell you something." The smiles faded a little, replaced by concern. I took a deep breath. I've been looking for my biological mother. Silence. The kind of silence that's so heavy, you can feel it pressing down on you. Papa put his paper down, very slowly. Mama's knitting needles stopped clicking. I watched Mama's face. Her eyes, usually so full of warmth, clouded over. I saw a flicker of something I'd never seen there before. Hurt. Deep, profound hurt. "Why, Sarah?" Papa's voice was quiet, but it rumbled with a pain that cut me to the core. "Aren't we enough?" Tears welled up in my eyes, blurring their faces. "Oh, Papa, Mama, yes! You're more than enough. You're everything to me. This isn't about you, not really. It's about me. About knowing where I came from. The other part of my story." Mama finally spoke, her voice thick. "We always told you, honey. You came from our hearts." "I know, Mama. I know that. And that's the most important part. But there's this piece of the puzzle missing for me. I just need to see it, to understand it." It was a long, hard conversation. There were tears from all of us. Mama felt like I was rejecting them, like their love hadn't been complete. Papa was quieter, but I could see the confusion and sadness in his eyes. It was, for them, unthinkable that I would need anything more than what they had given me. They thought they were my whole story. It took time. Weeks of strained dinners and careful words. I tried to explain that finding my biological roots didn't diminish my love for them. If anything, it made me appreciate their choice to love me, a child not of their blood, even more. Slowly, very slowly, they started to understand, or at least to accept that this was something I needed to do. For myself, Mama was the first to come around, really. One evening, she sat beside me on the couch, took my hand. "If this is something you need to do, Sarah girl," she said, her voice still a little shaky, "then you do it. But you remember one thing. This is your home. We are your family, always." I did eventually meet my birth mother. It was complicated. She was a woman with her own life, her own regrets. We looked alike, eerily so. There was a connection, a strange pull of biology, but there wasn't the lifetime of shared laughter, scraped knees, bedtime stories, and unconditional love that I had with Mama and Papa. The unthinkable thing I did, searching for my origins, didn't break my family. It stretched us. It tested us. But in the end, it made me realize something profound. Family isn't just about blood or shared features. It's about the hands that raised you, the voices that comforted you, the hearts that chose you, day in and day out. My search gave me answers about my beginning. But my Black family, the ones who were there all along, they gave me my story, my life, my everything. And that truth, I know now, is the most thinkable, most beautiful thing of all.